everyone, it's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, coming back for another Grixis Control Friday on the main series here on the channel. Last week was Lorwyn revealed. Lorwyn Eclipsed was revealed to us, and so far not too many of the cards have made a huge splash. People have been talking about Moonshadow a lot, mostly in Modern from what I've heard, though it is being explored in Legacy. And our release week video last week was, I think, mostly a success. There were some pretty insane matches. If you haven't seen that video yet, I won't spoil anything, but there were a couple clear standouts, and one of them was LOCH MARE. I talked about this card a little bit in the deck tech last week, but mostly as just a simple evaluation of the card, reading its rules text out loud, since there was no practice to reference at that point. All I could do was speculate about what it would be like on the battlefield. And I'll read it again for y'all. 1 in a blue, 4/5, enters with 3 -1/1 counters. You can pay 1 in a blue, remove a counter, draw a card. You can pay 2 in a blue, remove 2 counters, tap target creature and put a stun counter on it. So you can see how at first this might have seemed like a lot to ask of a card. After, if it resolves, you have to invest additional mana into it, but you are getting a lot for that mana. Not only are you getting a card or virtually removing a creature for hopefully the remainder of a game, tapping it down for when it matters. LOCH MARE's stats are also getting a lot better, and once it gets to 4/5, it can do quite a bit of stuff. It can beat Thought-Knot Seer in combat. It can bounce off Quantum Riddler, I guess. And those are pretty much two of the biggest creatures in the format. They don't get too much bigger than that in the Legacy. I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of prevalent examples, but those are the two that are coming to mind right now. And as a late game top deck, it's quite good because if you have a lot of mana at that point, you might get a big creature plus additional cards right after that. It is a little similar to Quantum Riddler in that regard, in that it's also 1 in a blue, just like Quantum Riddler's warp cost. And when you're in a top deck situation, Quantum Riddler will usually draw 2 cards in that scenario. However, Quantum Riddler really synergizes best in Beanstalk decks where it's triggering up the Beanstalk, or scam style decks if you can consign the end of turn warp trigger so it sticks around. Otherwise, you'll have to invest another 5 mana at some point to actually get the body to stick on the battlefield. Whereas LOCH MARE, that's just there. Has a few more options than Quantum Riddler. Definitely not as much potential for value, since Quantum Riddler does crazy stuff like draws you 2 cards on your draw step if you have 0 or 1 cards in your hand. If there was some way to put more counters on LOCH MARE, then that would be pretty good. Outside of actually changing the deck and adding more build around stuff, from the Catacombs is really the only other card that can do that. If we like forged onto LOCH MARE, after all its -1/1 counters were gone, of course, you could probably remove those +1/+1 counters and get even more value. But I think if you're forging onto LOCH MARE off from the Catacombs, you've probably already won, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. I think it would take a interesting removal spell that puts -1/1 counters on a creature in a efficient and pushed way, for lack of a better word. And I haven't really seen any of those. Fatal Push is far and away the most efficient and versatile black removal spell like that. Yet, as it is, LOCH MARE has proven its worth even without additional build-arounds. I understand why this is a mythic in the set where the limited environment is full of counters and permanents that give counters, stuff like that. Within the confines of Grixis Control and with how condensed games of Legacy can be, LOCH MARE coming down, drawing potentially 3 cards or 1 card and removing a creature while being a 4/5 body for 2 mana is a perfectly acceptable rate, and we're going to roll with it today. It's kind of expensive right now, so I have 1 copy. It's replacing Murktide Regent. It's a very good analog there to swap out 1 blue bomb for another blue bomb, and yeah, that's where I think it's competitive right now in Grixis Control. Don't think I would want more than 1 copy. Probably on the Patreon, we'll do a league with like 2 or maybe 3. We could get entirely crazy and play 3. We'll see. So I did mention from the Catacombs as a way to inflate LOCH MARE's value potential, but I wanted to play Grave Venerations this week since it's also another new card from Lorwyn Eclipsed Commander, and it's pretty good. Did some cool stuff against Blue-Black Tempo last week. It is extremely value positive, getting to regrow creatures, which this deck loves to do with Kolaghan's Command already, of course, and then becoming the Monarch on top of it. It's a lot more predictable than Court of Lochthwain, if I can pull that card up. Sometimes I do purges on my account, so I might not have any copies of Court of Lochthwain anymore, unfortunately. Here's a card I used to play. Yeah, it's gone. That's sad. It's probably dirt cheap, so maybe I'll get one in the future just for fun. They never released it with a normal border on MTGO, which is kind of strange. Yeah, similar to Grave Venerations, you become the Monarch when it enters. It's an enchantment that's black, so it's very hard to interact with. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of target opponent's library. So Leyline of Sanctity doesn't see a lot of play these days, but if they did have a Leyline of Sanctity or they like Veil Summered or something weird like that, you would not be able to get this value off Court of Lochthwain. It's worth noting. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled, so you can play lands, which is cool. And mana of any type can be spent to cast it. That's like Opposition Agent text. If you're the Monarch until end of turn, you may cast a spell from among cards exiled with this enchantment without paying its mana cost. So that's pretty strong, but you are really depending on your opponent's deck to deliver in that scenario. And while there was a really great match on camera against Bryant Cook a while ago where it did some pretty funny stuff, I think I ended up still losing that match, but it was still a hilarious game one where I think I stormed. Of course, Bryant was playing the Epic Storm, I think, and I cast like a Burning Wish off the Court of Lochthwain and did some pretty funny stuff. But Grave Venerations being more castable, more reliable, and it also has some insane flavor text. There's a Blood Artist tacked on the end. Well, it's not exactly Blood Artist because it's a creature you control. Each opponent loses 1 life, and then you gain 1 life, which is quite relevant in this so-called burn deck. We've seen how devastatingly taxing cards like Goblin Bombardment can be, and the fact that it's a 2-point life swing and not just your opponent loses 1 life, you're actually gaining life as well, it's pretty relevant. And like I mentioned before, black enchantments are pretty much impossible to deal with. No one can do that. Leyline Binding, what? The thing is with these enchantments is that the damage is already kind of done, similar to Court of Lochthwain or like an initiative creature, for example. They can remove the enchantment, but that crazy subgame, that undestroyable game object of the Monarchy is still in rotation and very difficult to interact with, especially in this deck with Orcish Bowmasters, Baleful Strix. We got flyers, we got Go Widers, we got flash creatures. It's very rare that I'm giving up things like the Monarchy and the Initiative. If you are, it's usually in a landslide. It's either you're planning it and it's an acceptable loss for them to draw a card or get to the secret entrance in the Undercity while you make your bid to take it back and then stabilize from there, because you usually tap pretty low when these effects resolve. Or it's a landslide and the Monarchy and the Initiative don't really matter. You're probably going to lose anyways. So I've never found it to be that much of a drawback or too much of a huge risk. There are corner cases, of course, since Magic is such a deep and intricate game where, yeah, the Initiative being introduced or the Monarchy being introduced probably did lose us this game, but you can find examples for pretty much everything in Magic. Things get pretty crazy out there. So yeah, we'll bring that one back. I've also enjoyed Fire Magic. I think this one is probably not as powerful as Toxic Deluge, but I think it's more along the lines of what we want. Fire Covenant is also one that's been talked about a lot for gaining a little extra life with Grave Venerations. Cling to Dust has a healing salve mode that's usually pretty easy to proc. That's another option that I know a lot of people on the Discord have had success with, and we haven't had time to try it yet, but maybe next week will be the Fire Covenant video. Play 2 sweepers, like, is probably suggested, and if we were really gunning for those matchups, I think 2 sweepers would be quite necessary. Although sweepers are something more of a situational tool, since, you know, we are a deck that does want creatures. We get a lot of value from creatures, and is how we incrementally deal damage and eventually win the game But there are ways to do that too, like classic Miracle's play pattern is swing out and then second main cast your Supreme Verdict after your damage is dealt. So yeah, that's the list this week. I'm hoping we get to see some good examples of LOCH MARE, maybe some good examples of Grave Venerations, though it has felt like the meta is a little fast this week. It's hard to say really what's going to happen when you start playing. Really could be anything from a day-to-day basis, but in the warm-up games I did today, it was like Red Prison, fast stuff. All right, cool. If you'd like to support the channel, I'd really appreciate it. We're closing in on 2.5 subs, another big milestone. Do a fun video at that point. If it's in your means, please check out the Patreon. I'm trying to grow the channel and do it more this coming year. But at present, I'm still pretty preoccupied with my normal jobs, I guess we'll call them. Lowest tier is just $2 a month. You get a whole another league of content every single week. Access to the Discord. It's a pretty good deal. All right. Thanks for your support. As always, let's jump in there, see what LOCH MARE can do for us, and Grave Venerations, and Fire Magic. Welcome to round 1, folks. Hand is completely fine. I will keep. Opponent's also on 7. They play a Thundering Falls. Usually means show and tell, but no, it's Delver. Casting Thoughtseize is like not my favorite thing to do against Delver, but I'll do it. Give up a little info here. They saw the Volcanic Island. It's always nice to get your mana underneath you when you're facing Delver. And yeah, they do have a Wasteland, so I'll take a Ponder. Wonder what they put on top. Just Ponder? Or Wasteland? Ponder does not shuffle. Scalding Tarn. Ooh. Moonshadow. Getting out of Bowmaster range here. Barely. Force of Will. So close. So close. I don't know if ambushing this is wise. Can probably become bigger. Well, I don't know actually. I don't know. I don't think like forcing to make sure this works is a very good idea either. Let's just ponder. I think Bolt should do the trick. Provided they fetch again next turn. I just need them to not like bobble. They've already done 2 of those, so I mean, I feel like this should work. They could play Wasteland. DRC. That's a 3/3. Getting hit. Alright. How do I get them to act here? I think it means trying to Bowmaster this DRC. Daze. Alright, Bolt, Moonshadow. Tight. Now that's a 3/3, so I don't really care. I mean, I do care that I'm about to take 3 damage. That part's not good. But yeah, I think I just let this go. They can Wasteland me next turn. But they have 2 unknowns after the draw step here. Sure. And they did not draw another Moonshadow. Otherwise, I think they would have played that out before the Wasteland. See what we can do here. Cast Brainstorm. Snapcaster Mage. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. I think I want to beat Daze with Snap Bolt anyway, so I could just Ponder again as well. Sure. Yeah. I'll be at 7. Not a great life total. I prefer to stabilize in the double digits, but, you do what you can. Bending Molten Collapse. Alright, don't like going to 6. Nor do I like shuffling away Bowmasters, but I mean, this is just the world we're living in. Bolt there. They're F6. I guess I'll Ponder then. And yeah, just try and Strix next turn into Brainstorm. Although I might have to force pitch Brainstorm. Ponder. Does not shuffle. They're just passing. Try attacking. They might have Bowmasters. No. Maybe? No. Play the sewers. I guess bin Narset? Seems weird. But like they're through 3 ponders and like I should really be prioritizing removal or damage right now. Being at 6 or like cling to dust. I'm gonna bin the Narset. And then I guess I'll brainstorm. Nah, I can wait. They might have like 2 dazes in their hand or something weird. Brazen Borrower. I think I will let that go. Brainstorm. Sure. Shuffle. They're taking it. Bolt my Strix. I'm gonna brainstorm. Alright. What is your last card? Okay. Well, then I don't care. Play another one. I'm through the brainstorm. Yeah, I don't think I play that land right now. I'm ready for like a Murktide Regent. Something like that. Don't know if this is going to hold out. Just going to have to hope. Seems like they probably have Force of Will, though. They're just hanging out with 5 mana in their hand. It's extremely suspicious. That was a great draw. Alright. Play the land, look pathetic. Attack. Get Snapcaster Mage. Now they're at 6. Can I get Cling to Dust? Bolt me. Bolt me? Yeah, that happens. Bowmasters? What's your last card? Don't tell me, I don't want to know. Ooh, what do I do? Could force. If their last card is Bolt, congratulations. What if I find Bolt and I Bolt Snap Bolt and win? Because yeah, who are they gonna ping? Who are you gonna ping? And paying a life. It's kind of identical. There's only 2 bolts left. Kind of due to hit a Bowmasters, though. I wish I knew the right thing to do. I think their last card is Force. Bin them both. Thank you, God. Out of bolt range. Ponder. Don't need to worry about Corey Steelcutter now. That's nice. I guess they could still brainstorm into double bolt, but that does not seem to be what's going on. Thank God. They have 1 card in hand. I can go to 4. 4 is chill. Like I said, I'm pretty sure their last card is just Force of Will. Okay. Definitely, I don't know about Fire Magic actually. Red Blast, yeah. Fatal Push, definitely. Moon Shadow is kind of a card that might be hard to deal with going forward, depending on how fast it scales. Well, I guess it's not that much faster than a Stalactite Stalker unless you get a hand of like land, Moon Shadow, and multiple Urza's Baubles. But unless it's 3 Baubles, you can still bolt it. I don't know. I don't want Thoughtseize. And then I'm sure they'll have Red Blast, so maybe Force and Narset. I don't think Fire Magic is very good here, even though they have Bowmasters. We saw that. Yeah, it might be fine, actually. It's even just like an extra removal spell for a turn 1 Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's not terrible. I don't think I need Nimble Obstructionist. No Tameo. Awesome mulligan. They are keeping 7. This hand is not bad. It's a little soft to Wasteland. Rainforest. Blackland. Ponder. Okay, no threat. That is very nice of them. Ponder does not shuffle. Fire Magic is back. I mean, if they Wasteland me, they can't really Moonshadow, right? I mean, they can. I'm gonna look for land here. Cast Ponder. It's good enough, I guess. I think Loch Mare is for later, and probably even should have been sided out, I think. I mean, it's not the worst to get a 2-drop Red Blasted. It's not as horrible as like getting your 3-drop Red Blasted or something, but it's still like not great. And with 2 card types in the yard there, I think we're beyond the point of being able to Bowmaster this Dragon Tree Chandler, but maybe not. They might hit Bobble. If they don't hit Bobble, I think I might just Fire Magic it. Okay, they don't hit Bobble. It's kind of sweet. Like, I know this could potentially be more for later, but I think holding on to these Lightning Bolts is much better. And then this also lets me stick Bowmasters of my own, which seems pretty darn good. They also told me they don't have days, so there's Wasteland. Not thrilled about that. Alright, let's shuffle. I'm gonna get the mountain. Okay. Please don't Wasteland me again, I guess. Bowmasters. I will Bowmasters. They will Bowmasters. Well, as long as they don't have Wasteland, this is fine. Totally fine. Could really use a land here, though. Cool. Am I in a damage race? I don't think so. Clearly not. King's Delver? No. Now I want to dodge Murktide. I will block. Okay, they did not have Bowmasters 3. That's cool. They do have DRC. Do I want to play around Days? It's so likely that they have it, right? Okay, a few too many lanes now, folks. Starting to get a little nervous. Hydroblast, yep. Molten Collapse hits the bin. Alright, cast Fatal Push. I've been ground out. I made too many lane drops. Okay, okay. Oh no! It's that which I wished to dodge. I have some draws here. I just don't have very long to draw it. No. Alright. One more turn. Nile Spellbomb. That doesn't limit any of my options, because Snapcaster Mage doesn't really work anyways. There's nothing in there that can beat Murktide Regent. They could supercharge their own Murktide if they really wanted to, I guess. Alright, a little help here. No. I guess technically I have one more draw, but damn. Bombing me, sure. I'm glad they didn't target themselves. I mean, they might just have a bolt anyways. They might have this wrapped. Looking at my top card. I'm going to Surveil. Kolaghan's Command does not keep me in this. They will draw. If I top deck Bolt, Brainstorm. It's a lot of looks at good stuff. Red Blast certainly qualifies. Reanimate is pretty much unusable. I mean, I just lose if this Red Blast fails, so I do want to cast Tamiyo this turn. I think maybe they would interact with the Tamiyo as well, so yeah, let's try it. Because it's a blocker and stuff. They also have Hardcast Force Negation, which is not good. Don't want that to happen. They didn't do anything. Alright, well, Red Blast or Murktide, I guess. Days. I will pay. Oh, it worked! Oh! Thundering Falls. Spinning Wasteland. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, are my next 2 draws dead? Yes. But don't worry about that. I just need one little more piece of shit. Just one more hit. I need a dodge. And for them to have, like, nothing, I guess. They Thought Seize me, that could also work. And I guess I should do this around Bowmasters. I don't want the Reanimate. I mean, if they had Bowmasters, they'd just target me. So, yeah. Alright. Brainstorm? Oh, Jesus. It's so close. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if I put that point on, that I put on Murktide on them, because they would have been at 1. DRC. Another Murktide, That's not Bolt or Bowmasters. Get kind of a lot of looks at possible success here. And they do have to block this army, don't they? What if I Bolt DRC? Is that just throwing away my shot at victory? I feel like not really. It kind of is. But mana's going to be tight if I get into a weird spot next turn. I think this is right. Okay. Shit. Well, that wasn't good. Alright, let's attack. Cool. If they want to shuffle the brainstorm, they have to go to 3. Activate this clue. You are absolutely killing me right now. Alright, they did not shuffle. I think they're playing around to waste a lightning bolt. Brainstorm. Okay, now it might actually matter. Kind of need them to colossally miss here. I think it's next to impossible. Yeah. Force of Will, Ponder. Oh man, it was so close. Just needed a little more help. Can't stand it. And again, it wouldn't have mattered because they can bolt me in response to the Bowmaster triggers. I was just playing to my outs there. Putting that 1 damage on the Murktide. This is a pretty fast Kaito. Let's go for it. Bobble. Looking at their own card. Strand go. Seems like they want to draw it. I'll cling Bobble right now. Kolaghan's Command. They'll draw. Guess they wanted that card. Brazen Borrower's not bad. Alright, see if we can do this. Maybe they'll just play like DRC and pass or something, I don't know. Moonshadow pass with no way to grow it. Alright, that's not Moonshadow mana. Ponder's fine. I'm not trying to punish it. Ponder will shuffle. Now do they play DRC? It's kind of a signal that I don't have Bowmasters. No. Alright, please don't have Daze. Okay, we're in there. Very good. I like it when that happens. This is even better. Now I don't need to be wastelandable. Life is pretty good. I just need to not fall behind now. I need to stay ahead. I don't think I want either of these. Okay. Might just get red blasted, but that's another good exchange. Edict. Wow. Okay. Brainstorm, sure. Alright. Nice. Did they side out, what's it called? Days. Maybe. Who can say? Cast Ponder around Bowmasters. Baraglyph seems good. I don't know, I like that card. It's got Force of Will for now, though. It's obviously less good against the black deck with Molten Collapse and Shieldred's Edict, but I mean, the more mana they spend not doing their thing, yeah, they're probably not happy about it. Ponder. I don't think it's really ever safe to try and destroy Dragon's Rage Channeler with Kolaghan's Command. So I think I'll let this Surveil resolve, and then I will raise dead Bowmasters and have them discard. We saw Blue Blast last game. It's happening. They discard Wasteland. Still not Delirious. That Cling to Dust on turn 1. Doing some work. I still think it's incredibly risky to try and Bowmaster this Dragon's Rage Channeler. And I'm pretty choked on black. But I could also see them going for Murktide Regent here. They don't shuffle. And now they're just passing. Incredibly suspicious, I must say. Alright, well. See if they do anything. They know I have Bowmasters is the problem. Maybe playing Baraglyph is just the right thing to do here. I think it might be. With Force backup. Seems kind of good. No Force. No play. They didn't shuffle off the Ponder. They're up to something. Dragon's Rage Channeler. There's the Murktide. With a red up. Don't think I'm allowed to fight over this one bit. I think they will red blast the petty theft. Alright, excellent. Let's take out a DRC before they get delirious. Let these resolve. They do have a daze, but it's not in their hand. Although, would they have dazed those Bowmasters? I'm honestly not sure. And we'll force. And we'll gain a ton of life. Maybe even get a creature. No. Damn, I wanted all of those cards. That was a travesty. Travesty! I think forcing was actually pretty dumb. They might have even traded Murktide for Baragwayf, I don't know. Yep, here it comes. Tapped out a red this time. 7/7. Bowmasters. Resolves. Alright. One card left. I got a land. I suppose I'll push these Bowmasters and send in the team. And they want to trade. Okay. I think that's fine. Go to 24. Cast Brazen Borrower. I Ninjutsu Kaito. Could also just cling. Moonshadow is kind of scary though, honestly. They're also at 9. 2 Moonshadows. So I don't really want to put stuff into their graveyard, honestly. Play that. Surveil. Bend the land, I think. Yeah. Okay. So destroying one Moonshadow grows the other. But I think that's just fine, right? They have Menace. So I tap one down. Bowmaster the other one. Jeez, my clock is low. Hopefully win from here. Not a bad draw. That was a bad draw. Full swing. Trade like that. They're at 2. I should be able to do this, right? Not really. Keep the Fatal Push. Pass it back. Wasteland. Okay, we got there. Wasting Volcanic Island, yep. It's big. Close one. That second game was truly exciting. No, they're all pretty exciting, actually. Time for round number 2. Well, we had a good run. Looks like an 80 card deck. Oh, excuse me. We had a good run, but I don't think we're gonna survive against a Yorion deck. At least it's always an uphill battle. Alright. I guess I would force an Aether Vial. If it's that deck. If it's Beanstalk Yorion, which it appears to be, Ketria Triumph would not really show up in Death and Taxes. I'm really inclined to not force or not pitch this Narset, instead try to stick it against a Beanstalk. But I might not have the option. Tamiya is fine. Alright, so I can Edict right now. I think I'll Bolt. Hopefully top deck a blue card so I can cast Narset with backup. Long think there. No dice. I mean, yeah, we just do it. You gotta. They don't have any blue ups, so I don't have to worry about like Spell Pierce or anything weird like that. And we get a 2-for-1. Pitching Uro. That's very nice. We'll see if that good exchange can translate into more success, but yeah, for now, kind of feeling like I'm out of gas. Can't imagine Edict lines up against too many of their cards very well. But if they're down to like Wasteland me, that's fine. Quantum Riddler, sure. Quantum Riddler will be back. Yeah, I guess I'll Thoughtseize. 2 swords and a Force of Will. Well, take a swords. Damn it. That was a good top deck. And they put a card on top. It might have been like a generic blue card. What do I draw? Brainstorm? Let's try it. Nothing too amazing here. Go like that. Yorion to hand, sure. I do need to push damage, so even though they do have a Source of Plowshares, I do need to start doing this. Although, now they let it resolve, I could force the swords. And I believe that is worth doing, just because I need to try and get over the line here. They may very well force back, but then I'll get more damage. Okay, they did not force back. Sweet. Just keep on doing stuff, I guess. The goal is to severely punish the fact that they did not force. I really doubt that I'll have Snapcaster Mage. So let's just cling there. Draw. Brainstorm. Yeah, I'll do it again. Okay. I like the thought of having more pressure. So like in the absence of doing anything, I think I would just cast Brazen Borrower here. And you gotta assume they're waiting to draw a 5th land to cast like Quantum Riddler, Yorion, stuff like that. I think they will counter this. Unless they're just waiting to draw Terminus. They just exiled a Yorion. Play that land. If I really need to, I can reach my bolt with Cling and then cast it. Alright, there's the land. Here comes Quantum Riddler, I think. Yeah. I think they'll force to protect it. If they have it. They might not have another force. But at that point, they might have to, like... Okay. Never mind. Well, we'll see if they have counter magics. If they don't, and they don't have Solitude, we might have just stolen game 1 here. They're at 2. Bolt. Hey! What luck. That does not happen every day. Alright, so we saw Uro. Definitely want Red Blast and Price of Progress, because we have to burn them out. Reanimate, not great here. Grave Veneration's probably necessary. Well, Reanimate's okay. I like the idea of taking Quantum Riddler. I'd like one of those. But at the end of the day, they're also a Swords to Plowshares and Leyline Binding deck, so it doesn't do as much as you would hope. Badlands can be trimmed. I'm also thinking LOCH MARE is probably not ideal in this matchup, it being a Source of Plowshares deck. But it's probably better than Tamiyo, because you can at least position LOCH MARE to a point where you can like Baleful Strix it. Cost double Strix, but the mana's a lot more flexible at least. Well, actually you need 2 blue. Sometimes I trim Kolaghan's Command against this deck, because you'll never outgrind them, and it can just be a little clunky sometimes. I do like Agent though, it has flash. And we saw Uro, so I think I'm obligated to play a Surgical or 2, unfortunately. Lightning Bolt is not at its best here. Can go down to 2 bolts, and then between Tamiyo and LOCH MARE, it's gotta be Tamiyo. Gotta get a little tricky. So if we end up with like Surgicals and there's no Uros in sight, yeah, you gotta get a little tricky. I'll keep this hand. Has play against Uro. They're taking a mulligan, so I like leveraging more resources. But I mean, outside of price, like none of the cards are very scary. That being said, if we do fight a hard battle of attrition, and at the end of the day they have like 10 lands and no more counter spells, price will just do the job. Black mana, hello. So that might have been what was in their hand last game. Put a card on top. This is a full 5-color deck. I'm gonna Thoughtseize. That was a great draw. Yeah, I think they must have topped a land, right? I think I'll take Tamiyo. I'm not prepared to deal with it. And I don't want to. Activating. Might see a Witherbloom command here. No, Quantum Riddler. That will draw 1. It'll get it out of their hand. It'll be mostly safe. I don't think this deck can really play around Price of Progress if they're playing all 5 colors. That was a terrible draw. Ponder. I mean, this stuff is all fine enough. I think I'll keep it. I do want them to use Witherbloom command before I cast Strix, though. And I think Kolaghan's command will come much, much later. But, I mean, I'm going to draw all the way through it probably with this Cling to Dust. So, yeah, that doesn't even really matter. I think if they don't draw a land this turn, they'll probably Ponder, but maybe they'll Witherbloom command. We can hope. Okay. If I was on the play, I would have seriously considered using Nimble Obstructionist on that land there. Alright, Arrow's gone. Play Strix. Represent Red Blast. They're at 21 life now. Terrible! What am I gonna do? Ponder. I mean, they don't really have any engines online. We might be able to outgrind them with Cling to Dust. We'll see. Ponder does not shuffle. Another Quantum Riddler in the Warp Zone. 2 unknowns over there. Price of Progress not quite doing enough yet. If they want to play around Ura or Kaito, though, they might actually use Murderous Cut on Baleful Strix, which would be great. I'm also quite relieved that they did not Witherbloom command and ensure that they will cast Quantum Riddler next turn, but it's pretty likely, I would say, that one of their last cards is a land, even though they didn't draw one off Uro. I mean, I could just top deck Kaito as well. Brainstorm, it's worth looking for Kaito. No. Shit, I wish I could cast that Narset. I mean, I could keep them off the Riddler by stifling this land, which is probably worth doing, I would say. Even though I'll have to redraw all these lands. Well, I could Lorwyn Revealed before my draw step, but that doesn't seem that great either. I think I'd rather hardcast that. You know, just outgrind them. Alright, they're holding that cut. Let's see. Try and keep them off that Quantum Riddler until I get Narset down. Sure. We knew this was coming. Ponder. So that means they won't Bowmasters. And they won't Beanstalk either. So unless they have like Red Blast or something crazy, Spell Pierce won't work. Really gonna try and stick this Narset. I probably should have played Underground Sea. That was silly. Ooh, we're in there. Activate. Take Bolt, I guess. It's not amazing, but I have some leeway here, especially since well, a lot of their deck won't really function very well through Narset. And yeah, I think they just have to keep getting non-basics. Right now, Price of Progress is hitting for a cool 8 damage. Gotta love it. Plains. Leyline Binding. I mean, this is a good exchange. They don't have a Beanstalk out. Puts off Quantum Riddler for another turn. How can I get this damage across, though? I don't really want to start bolting them. I might have to, though. Yorion to hand. You got it. Alright, cast this. Okay, that was what I was looking for. In terms of damage output, Bowmasters is what's up. Brainstorm. Finally, they found up the Beanstalk. I don't think I'm bolting here. I want them to be comfortable. So I guess I'll Cling. Might bait out Bowmasters. No. Alright, I'm drawing too many lands. Kaito. That's good for probably a bolt's worth of damage. I'm not hard casting it, so just pass back. I really wish I had found a Red Blast by now. Or a Force of Will? Normal stuff. Quantum Riddler. Alright, it's time. Bowmasters. Get as much chip as you can. Okay, they have Bowmasters. Yep, I think this is a pretty good outcome. Because now I will play Bowmasters. I should have played it before that trigger resolved, though. Veil Summer? Fascinating. Okay, well, shit. My army will still be pretty big. And that Quantum Riddler was warped. I can't speak. It was roped, people. I should get my Kolaghan's command value right now. And to watch my own life total, too. Get Bowmasters and deal 2 to you. This should be their first clue that something's wrong in Paradise. If they force this, I'll get another Bowmasters trigger. That will have to target me. Oh wait, no, my army does not get bigger. Both of these are going to fizzle. But there's still this trigger, and then also the Quantum Riddler's trigger as well. If they don't have a force by now, though, it's kind of insane. Oh, I could have targeted that. Whoops. Alright. Force of Will. Okay, so here we go. Bowmasters. Resolves. Target Bowmasters. Go to combat. Are they going to chump this army? Because a bolt is worth more damage. Well, it's only 1 point. I think they're more inclined to block this Bowmasters. Okay. That is acceptable. So we'll let damage happen. And then I'll ninjutsu Kaito in. Look for a blue card. Fail. Bid them both. Great. Okay. Wait, shoot. They only have 4 non-basics? I mean, I can put them to 1. It'll be very hard for them to do anything. I think I need to wait. They'll tap out again. I have a feeling. Oh, that's not good. I don't like that. I think they'll play a land, right? They want to cast Quantum Riddler, Yorion. There's so much stuff that they probably would like to do in life. Ponder is fine. This is not going the way I hoped it would. But also, if they play a fetch land, that's also fine. It can get a basic, but it will cost 1 life to do it. Murderous Cut is without targets. Up the Beanstalk is fine, I suppose. Okay, there's the land. Still don't think I strike. I might be able to have double force here. I wish I could cast Cling to Dust. Crave Venerations. Okay. Let's attack. Do you think they'll interact with that? I think they will. Okay, Snapcaster Mage is just like, it's gonna work, okay? Cast Price. Please don't have Blue Blast. I probably also should have done this when others didn't have it. Okay, cool. I guess that is one of the downsides of a Yorion deck. Is, it's a little harder to find your free counter magic. Wow, nice. Always feels good to take down Beanstalk. And I have been feeling a little differently about the matchup as of late, I must say. I feel like I said this also recently, but I think the Beanstalk matchup has gotten a lot better. As long as I just act like I'm a burn deck. Welcome back for round number 3. Pretty sure this person plays Cradle Control, and usually on the play, a hand like this should steamroll if this Ponder can put together like Force Blue card. Provided they play a mana creature on turn 1. Bowmasters blows through that. You get Kaito, lock down whatever creature they cobbled together. Opponent's keeping 7. This is a Wasteland deck now. It did not used to be, or it used to maybe be like 1 or something. Alright, I mean, I will take the Force. It doesn't have to be right now. Like I said, usually they'll play a mana creature on turn 1. So I'll draw Bolt next turn. And then if I shuffle and get a blue card on my draw step, that would be pretty good. Underground Sea. Alright, well. Okay, so this is the same person. It would have been Nice to have that perfectly sculpted plan against Cradle Control, but that's okay. We can switch it up. I'm glad my opponent was kind enough to confirm that they were indeed playing Cradle Control at some point. No play is likely Bowmasters. I don't want them to get a Kaito, but now they're going to act. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Gotta find a way out of this, of course, but I'm not the most concerned I've ever been in my life. Yes, I will keep that. If they go into combat with 3 mana up, I might just have to petty theft the army token. We will see. Okay. I think we're good, folks. Kind of. I mean, I'm very happy that they're playing a Ponder this turn. If they wasteland me, I think there's a real argument for casting Brazen Borrower here. They don't wasteland me either. So Bowmasters would be pretty freaking bad on this Brazen Borrower. I guess I'll just hang out. I don't know. I don't really want to bolt these Bowmasters. Like, I really don't. Brainstorm? I guess I will. I don't know. I'm not under that much pressure. Don't like have to do anything right now. Alright, now it seems like a fine time to bolt these Bowmasters and Brainstorm. But I'm not happy about it. Alright, I mean, shit could get pretty weird. I wish I could stifle ninjutsu. Don't think I'm going to get the opportunity to do that. But I can at least see if I have the opportunity to draw the second Kaito, because that's actually fairly good in this matchup. Just as many card advantage engines as you can get will serve you well. Misty Rainforest. Yeah, send it in. No Kaito. Okay. I'll take that draw. Send it back. And now I'm kind of interested in stockpiling cards. But I guess making a land drop wouldn't be the worst thing next turn. Alright, they'll Surveil. Put a card on top. Could have just been Brainstorm. If they go for a shuffle, there's also a great temptation to counter that as well, because it might stick them with 2 cards they did not want to draw. And it's a 2-for-1. You destroy their land and then you draw a card off the cycling. Seems like they might have missed on land, I don't know. Or they found Kaito. No. Tamiyo. Seems like they might have Bowmasters. I don't know. This is all incredibly face up. I don't think they're going to want to block with Tamiyo, though. And if they see I pitch Kaito to Force of Will, they might not fight very hard. Lots of little things. Barrowglyph. Well, if I make it to the next phase, yeah. We're just in there. Unless they block. They don't. Maybe I should hold up red. Yes, I think that is fine. I wonder if they were waiting for me to do that. Well, if I find a bolt for Tamiyo, it won't matter so much. And Bowmasters, kind of an embarrassment of riches. Go top top. It's one of those weird spots where even if I get wastelanded, I think I can hack this. I think I can. Alright, bolt. Probably get dazed. Brainstorm, I think I just let that go. Now they can ninjutsu, but they won't have enough power to defeat Kaito in combat. And unless they Thoughtseize my Nimble Obstructionist, I shouldn't have to worry about the ultimate that much. It's a very weird spot. As far as I know, they're also Brainstorm locked. Oh, well. That's what I said I didn't really want to happen. Hopefully my hand is scary. It's kind of a lot of 3-drops, so they might just take Force of Will and just slow my operations down. I want to believe they do not have Daze. They took Barrowglyph. I'm fine with that outcome. Feed the cycle. Well, I think this is not a great exchange for them, because I did draw off Kaito, and I'm about to draw Bowmasters. I think this is worth fighting over, though. I just have to believe they don't have Daze. Jesus Christ. They didn't daze the bolt, but I guess it's possible they got the daze off the brainstorm. Jesus Christ. Ugh. God, that hurts so much. Gotta stay calm. Yeah, now I don't have my force. It's just kind of a nightmare. They know about the second Kaito as well, so it's possible they'll just -3 Tamio. I don't know. We'll see. Fatal push. It's not a good exchange for them. Should just let it go. It was already a bad exchange. Murktide. Threatening a win. Narset. I don't want to be done to Bowmasters. They can even just -3 Tamio to make this 9 power. Play Kaito. Tap down the Murktide Regent. Send it back. Tamio goes up. Feels like they're kind of due to draw lands at some point. Like if I can make it through this part of the game, I'll feel pretty good. But until there, like, I don't know. I just don't know. Alright, they're at 8. Let's activate Brainstorm and Baleful Strix. I think I gotta keep both. It's kind of risky to play Narset, but they could also just, like, Thoughtseize first and then activate Tamio. So I think it does have to be Nimble Obstructionist. All the same, they have not really demonstrated the ability to destroy a Planeswalker. That is a tough one. They might have Fatal Push. That might be a card they have. Well, I don't have forever to think about this. If I had one more land, that'd be nice. But then I'd have one less piece of action. Not good. Or if a land was... Oh, I already played a land this turn. Never mind. Alright. Cast Brainstorm. Okay, well, I can put Nimble on top to grab with Cling to Dust. But then they would just take Cling, right? Yeah, I should probably keep it in my hand. LOCH MARE, if I survive, is a thing I could do. 2 Thoughtseizes down. There's not a Thoughtseize in the graveyard. I don't know. They also have to worry about Bowmasters. I could have reasonably found that off Kaito or the Brainstorm. Well, I'll counter it. Okay, they did not stifle back or anything. Or I guess even Consign would work there. That is a triggered ability caused by an activated ability. They'll cast Kaito. Alright. I need to draw through this Brainstorm. I don't really want to make that Murktide any bigger. Because in a super weird scenario where I'm actually able to survive at 1, I want to take just like everything I can get there. LOCH MARE could extend the stun, which is kind of funny. I think Kaito will likely plus. Yep. It's another dangerous card. A lot of danger out there. Brainstorm. Is there a way I can end this? I've already used 2 lightning bolts. It would be really nice if I could. I think I ought to attack first. And I just need to ignore Tamio. Put him to 4. And I think I really ought to not let them untap. But I do have some spells in case things go wrong. Snapcaster Mage is good. Keep that one. Now Brainstorm. Reanimate. That should do it with Force backup. Let's see if they force this. Ping there. I should have kept the land, I realize. Target Bolt. And they concede. I'm not sure what their last 3 cards were. It might have been Fatal Push. There's no way it was land. It was definitely not Feed the Swarm either. Or Feed the Cycle, excuse me. Alright, let's take Red Blast, Grave Venerations, Black 1-mana removal spell, initials FP. That was not easy. Speed the cycle is quite good. Trim Thoughtseize, Force of Will, 1 Badlands, Barragoyf, Lightning Bolt. I'm going to take the Sweeper. Their boards are always more impressive than mine. Could trim another Lightning Bolt. It doesn't really answer their threats outside of Tamiyo. You don't want to bolt Bowmasters. I had to that game. Or I chose to, rather. I could have waited, I suppose. Let's get this Thoughtseize out. I think it should be Kolaghan's Command. This is really stretching the definition of a keepable hand. If it was any other land, I would keep. This one's fine. I don't love it, especially since my opponent mulliganed. If they didn't mulligan, I really would have considered keeping that hand, and I would have been miserable. Bottom of the sewers. Hoping to dodge Tamiyo, but I think that's a little unrealistic. Oh, okay, well. Ponder is not shuffle. Kaito. Alright, let's get some defenses in place, ideally. Not quite. It is a keep, though. Depending on what they do. Well, I think they'd see the Kaito coming from pretty far away. I don't think I can just play Snapcaster Mage out. If I can dodge Thoughtseize this turn, that'd be nice, but I'm not really counting on it. But I have the makings of like a pretty good proactive game plan of my own here. Like, do they take Snapcaster Mage, knowing I can get it back with Kolaghan's Command? I think they pretty clearly take Kaito. Like, that is just probably always happening. Unless they think they can end the game or keep me off of it. If I can just draw extra cards off Cling to Dust, I should be in pretty good shape. If they take Kolaghan's Command, I feel like they must not have a Blue Blast, and they do. So that's really interesting. Alright, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to get Kaito in. So let's just brainstorm right now. Force of Will is pretty nice. Hide Kaito on top. I think I'm just going to play around Daze in perpetuity. I don't think they would have dazed my Ponder last turn in the first place, so yeah. I don't have to act yet. Tamiyo. That's going to have to be okay. That's going to have to be okay too, I think. I'm hoping they get tunnel vision on this. Wasteland. Alright, that kind of precludes me from easy red right now, which is unfortunate because Red Blast is a great way to beat Tamiyo. But I am happy to see that it was a land and they don't have the capacity to shuffle either. But I think I'm still playing around Daze. Like, I'm fine with my Brainstorm getting dazed, but I'm not fine with my Snapcaster Mage getting dazed. Know what I mean? Tamiyo goes up. Another Wasteland. I hope they play like a Barragoyf or something. I'll just force it. I don't really... Oh, Nethergoyf? That's a little different. I think I do force it. Feels weird. Alright, activate. Snapcaster Mage. Target. Brainstorm. They will extract Brainstorm. Yeah, I mean, I got my trade, so I can live with that. No more Brainstorms, though. That's a chilling thought. Do they have Brazen Borrower? Is that their last card? Unclear. Toxic Deluge. God damn it. I think I just need to attack Tamiyo. I hate it. I really, really don't want to. I do have another turn. Yeah, fuck this. Alright, activate. Yes. Have to hide it on top, though. Because they might Thoughtseize me. A little backup would be preferable. Like, they could hardcast Kaito here, actually, and I'd be in pretty bad shape. Well, then I would need to attack Tamiyo. So things aren't, like, horrible. I don't know when I'm going to have the chance to cling that Nethergoyf. Maybe never. Yep. All right. Let's see what the deal is. Okay. The immediate threat is gone. They do have Bowmasters, though. If they play another creature out, I might be able to get a good exchange on, yeah, Bowmasters and that with Toxic Deluge. Happy to plus here. If it's like a Baraglyph, that might be tricky. Hoping they just escape Netherglyph, though, and, like, pass. Something like that. Their own Kaito would leave me really wanting a land so I can snap Edict, but we've dodged land. Netherglyph. One card in hand. Yeah, you know, a land would be nice, because if it's Daze, that would be rough. Then I suppose I would tap down Netherglyph. Okay, this I can live with. I think this might have just sealed the game. Or at least it'll be very difficult for him to come back. Pay 3 life. Hit for 1. Activate. Take the land. I guess I'll keep the Narset too. Netherglyph. Don't think I'll draw the Narset anymore. They might be thinking about wastelanding me right now and escaping the other Netherglyph. So I think I will cling it, which puts me off this Red Blast, which is really funny, but gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I could also just chain Kaitos. It's not a terrible idea, because they're kind of bouncing off each other right now. They have 4 card types, they'll come back next turn. Let's tap it down and chain Kaitos. It's pretty busted. Alright, this time I'm getting this land. This time I'm getting my mountain. No one can stop me. Can't play Strix though. Pepa says, whoa. Kaito Chain is a little busted. There's really no reason to do anything else. But also, I think I'll just hold up my mana. They're at 3, I could just rip Bolt here. Forcible is fine. Getting the GGs. Opponent played very tight. There was definitely some bleed in the mulligan, and I drew very well. I think there also would have been alternate days of the week where I would not have played around Wasteland as much. I think I would have been more doomy, or just fatalistic, maybe is the right word, about the existential threat of the Tamiyo Ultimate, and left Red Blast as a possible top deck as a possibility, but I think I would have gotten wastelanded out of that game. I think having a lot of mana was very important there to do Kaito stuff. And additionally, I think holding out for that turn Kaito first entered the battlefield, I think, was important to attack my opponent and not Tamiyo there, because that tipped me towards the Edict. That was not easy. That was a very hard fight. Yeah, but this league is going well. These 3 matches have all been really intense. I think I'm just gonna pick this up tomorrow. Welcome to round 4, everyone. Opponent's taking a mulligan. I'll keep this hand with Force. It's a little land light. They're good on 6. Sewers. They put a card on top. I think I'll make the same play. Unless I draw like Thoughtseize, I guess. I drew Cling to Dust. Yeah. A lot of these are Tamiyo decks. I would like to retain the ability to address one. Ooh, Wasteland. Quite nasty. But they're not activating it. That's pretty merciful. Are they trying to Bowmasters? Send it back. Maybe I can just get them to not activate it at all, if they would rather use it for mana. Yeah, there's Bowmasters. Given that black is my cantrip here, I feel like I can't really get wasted off black. So I think I'll probably just get another wasteland. Oh my god. This is not Kaito mana. All the same, it would be nice if they didn't get to do this. Force of Will? That's so strange. I think I'm going to force back. And I guess I'm pitching... I think they're going to wasteland me very soon. So I'm leaning towards Nimble Obstructionist here. But Snapcaster Mage is also a virtual 3-drop. So I think I will pitch Snapcaster Mage. It's nice to know they don't have Daze. But maybe they have like a Ponder in hand or something. Maybe they wouldn't have pitched Brazen Borrower if that was the case. I also don't think they would have forced if they had more Bowmasters. Barragoyf? Nasty. I get Barragoyf. Alright, I could really use a land here. If it's a red source straight up, I can just bolt this thing. If it's a fetch land, it's not that easy. Edict? We'll see if we can hold on. I think they're going to wasteland me, though. So, things are not looking good. All I really need to do is top deck a land, though, I guess. Yeah, I'll block. I can't bolt Barragoyf anymore, either, because they can just wasteland. Ponder. It's so funny. I should have just gotten a Badlands. But there was no way to know they weren't going to double wasteland me. Ponder does not shuffle. And yeah, I thought that was a super long shot. Alright, could really use a land here. God damn it. Well, that's too bad. Probably should have seen another one by now. Now they have a Murktide Regent. I think I'm pretty good to pack it up. This was a bit of a non-game. Maybe I shouldn't have forced back when they forced my Bowmasters. But it's also not unreasonable to expect things like hitting your land drops. Yeah, whatever. Damn. The hell was that? Wasn't coming either. Well, I hate giving up a free game against blue-black tempo. Trim a Kolaghan's Command. Couple bolts. Couple Force of Wills. I usually cut Barragoyf as well, but I think I'd rather not have two Thoughtseizes in the matchup. Play first. This is like the opposite of last game, but, you know, I think I said last week, like, mulliganing against this deck is a good way to just straight up lose. If this time I can trick them into wastelanding me, that'd be nice. They don't have a play. That's really shocking. But probably not good, honestly. I need to find some action. Yeah, that qualifies. On the play, that card is quite good here. Alright, send it back. They don't activate. Wasteland. I'll make a black. And I'm not really interested in playing my Bowmasters out yet. I seem to be making a move now. It's a Ponder. Ponder doesn't shuffle, but that doesn't really surprise me. They like, have so many cards in hand. They're probably just like looking to maintain the status quo or something here. Send it back. If they go fetch land pass, I don't think that's going to happen though, unless they want to like surveil now. But I feel like they might play Tamiyo or something. But if they don't, I can stick them with all those cards in their hand. Or stick them drawing those cards off the brainstorm that they don't want. That could be pretty good. Let's see what we can do. Good draw. Send it back. If they keep anyways, it's honestly kind of concerning. Alright, it's time. This will either be backbreaking or won't matter all that much. I'm hoping they really didn't want to draw those cards. Okay, yeah, it's a good one. Okay, they did have a land. I guess that's not super surprising. Nile Spellbomb is fine. Ponder's also fine. Pretty soft to a Murktide Regent right now. This Ponder does shuffle. Do I really want to play this Barragoyf out? I'd rather play out this Strix. That I could play out another one, I would, but we'll just hang out. Gotten two 2-for-1s at this point, which is very nice. But they still have 7 cards in hand, which is pretty annoying. Bowmasters, you got it. Now, do I play into Daze here? I'm not thrilled about the thought of it. But also, a lot of people side Daze out on the... Yeah, when they're on the draw. They're using their Wasteland too. So, like, their resources are kind of low. I'm kind of interested in just kind of keeping them down there. Shit. Well, that was a gamble, I guess. Narset. Guess I'll just start firing bombs down. Couldn't Daze that one. And we know they have Underground Sea. So if they do want to Fatal Push this, it might just be like Spellbomb for no value. Oh, they got a Delta now. Yep. That's why I don't like Baragoi from this matchup. Just gotta run them out of cards. I know they have an Underground Sea, so... Oh, they might not anymore. Bloodstained Mire. So I could play Narset here. I really don't want to bolt these Bowmasters. But I think I probably should. And then play Strix. Or I could just play Narset. You know, I'd rather not have to contend with Kaito, though. Lorwyn revealed. Ideally, I'm hardcasting that. Truly perplexed how they've been able to retain so many cards. But I guess it makes sense. Let's brainstorm. I need this Fatal Push. Good stuff all around. I think they will be Lightning Rodded to Tamiyo if I keep that in my hands. Let's do that. Hide Narset on top. Doesn't seem like an easy choice. Okay. Just as I thought. Yeah, I'll trade. I think if they had Bowmasters, they would have done it. Alright, play Narset. I think I'm holding up red. Or no, I'll hold up black. Because I might want to cycle this Cling to Dust proactively. Narset is in. I know I can at least get Fatal Push here. You're kidding me. What the hell? What was going on here? I mean, if they were setting up Kaito, I guess this makes sense, but I'm still, like, completely thrown. Like, they didn't want a Bowmasters that Strix. Do they just want another body? Doesn't really make sense. Yeah, they can take out Narset now. I think I'm taking Red Blast. Well, I could take Force of Will. Just doesn't really help against Kaito. Yeah, I'd rather have Red Blast in this scenario. If on top of everything they also have Blue Blast, then I don't know. Activating Spell Bomb. Pretty odd time to do that. Especially spend the mana on it. Don't really understand that. Now they take out Narset. I've gotten so many advantages. Can I just translate it into a win? Bowmasters. I got 1 card left. I'll do this so I can ponder pain-free, hopefully find a fetch land. Yeah. Don't really want to shuffle away this other stuff, but it must be done. Grab Badlands. Fatal Push Baragoi. Hopefully your last card's like Murktide or Kaito or something. I don't know. Or maybe even like something that Bowmaster's good against. Let's get this draw 3 out. Great. Opponent seems a little unfocused. Like they could have attacked Narset off the field and then cycled their Spell Bomb. I'm not going to treat that like any sort of an advantage, but I'm really wishing I didn't just give game 1 away for free. That hurts. But hopefully we're getting some demoralization points here. Feeling a little fierce. Swap these. Might want another lightning bolt, because it's really important to pass the Tamiyo test. But beyond that, lightning bolt's not good for much in the matchup. There's also fire magic, but I don't know. There's also a one of Thoughtseize. I could just go for Force of Will, being on the draw. Just make sure I don't fall behind on board, which is an effective way to fight the deck. I am leaning towards Lightning Bolt. This hand is very similar to the first one in game 1, but it has double Bowmasters this time, which is broken. Thoughtseize is fine. The hand is kind of Thoughtseize proof, unless they're really trying to stick Tamiyo. Yep. Probably doesn't feel great to have to take a Bowmasters. Land is nice. Let's get this out of the way. If they want a Wasteland, so be it. Keep that. Holy cow. Ponder. No shuffle, no Wasteland. They'll activate. Go for it. Alright, I'll draw Reanimate. Could I get them to Daze a Ponder? It's possible. No, they won't. I don't think I can afford to keep all of these expensive cards. But I think I do want Baleful Strix. I think it might bait out their Bowmasters, at which point I can Reanimate. But if they Wasteland me, I want to retain the ability to shuffle the Narset away. There's Wasteland. Resolves. And then nothing. Yeah, let's see if they Bowmasters here. Do I have to get Underground Sea? I don't think so. Excellent. I mean, it's not great that they'll have a 2-2, but I think we'll make do. Okay, I'm drawing few too many lands here. I think I need to Surveil now. First of all, make sure they don't Kaito, though. Swamp. They started paying costs. What happens if they get a Kaito? I guess I bolt it. And that's problem solved on the army. Okay. Nile Spellbomb. It's a little rough. Alright, let's Surveil. Oh wait, I can't. Damn it. I think I screwed up. Yeah, why did I think I could Surveil? That was weird of me. Shit. God, this is so bad. Play Strix. Alright, we're in there. Bowmasters. What do they want to take out? They want to take out Strix. Okay. Well, sadly I need to bolt here. Kind of want to bolt the army token, but it's not to be. Brainstorm. Am I going to block? I don't think so yet. They'll attack. Yep. Meant 9. Then nothing. Very suspicious. Toxic Deluge. I could wipe things up if things get really bad. Cast Brainstorm. Edict is not terrible. Put 2 lands back. And then I'm likely just going to ponder and shuffle. Right? Yeah. Nice. I was hoping to find a bomb like Kaito or like Grave Venerations or something. Things are a little tenuous, but I have a big catch-up card with Toxic Deluge. Alright, they're going for the bomb here. It's a little unfortunate that I couldn't get more value out of, what's it called? Cling to Dust. Can I go to 6? With Toxic Deluge in my hand, I don't think so. Play Bowmasters. And that's worth a Force of Will. So we did the right thing there. They pitched Kaito. Nice. Baragoyf. Alright, I guess this is going to be a Deluge X equals 6. Yeah. See how this goes. Passing. There's Kaito. Alright, play Strix. Brazen Bar was also very nice. They just passed again. Brainstorm. A little scary. But you have to think that they're probably looking at a land here. Or Fatal Push. Stuff like that. It's moments like these when I'm really grateful that this deck is not red. Brainstorm put them pretty deep in the tank. Wasteland. I'll make a black. They'll pass. And again. Pyroblast right on time. Swing in. If they have Bowmasters, that'd be pretty bad. But I also need to press this advantage. I feel like they would have taken that moment to resolve Bowmasters. I'll just bin both Brainstorms. Play land. Tamiyo. It's a pretty late Tamiyo. Certainly not benign. Do they really want to block Kaito, though? Ponder. I'll start with an attack. Okay, they do. I think that's good news. They'll Brainstorm. Yeah. Wish I could Red Blast. I think I do let this go, of course. Alright, let's cast Ponder. Volcanic Island is still in my deck. It's kind of a cumbersome way to do this, but I think I do want to do it like that. Do I want Kolaghan's Command? Because I could play Strix first. I don't see why not. I mean, I already have a lot of stuff to do with mana, but it could be like the right play. It's good to have options. Just in case they force the Strix. That's the one I want for sure. Okay, cool. Island Cycle. Get Volcanic Island. Play it. Plus Kaito. Call it a day. They'll Ponder. I almost want a Red Blast, but I know it's not the right call. Ponder does not shuffle. Tamiyo pluses. And they pass. So, Bowmasters? Seems like probably Bowmasters. Take a land. Alright, let's attack. Yep. Targeting Strix. Alright, I'm gonna Kolaghan's Commands, get back Bowmasters, deal 2 to Bowmasters, I guess. And then I will cast said Bowmasters. Target the army. Kind of interested in Force of Will now, which I should have a pretty solid chance of hitting here off Kaito. But I mean, I think this is also good. I think I already played a land this turn, but I'm going to hide the Lightning Bolt. Even if their last 3 cards are land, Bowmasters, Bowmasters, which would be illegal, because I've already worked through 3 copies. They're going to grab Brainstorm. Fatal Push Bowmasters. This is good. As long as they're spending their resources doing stuff like this, I think we're in very good shape. And now we just have to clear the blockers and make sure one of these hit. Well, 2 cards left. If they have Force of Will, blue card, I think we can do this. Petty Theft. I think somehow they did put together Force blue card as well. Yeah. Bull you. Hard fight. Oh my god, we're 4-0. Well, here we go. Alright. Final round, trophy match, up against Didakith. This will not be easy. This has been the most mentally taxing league of my life, I think. And it's crazy that it's still not letting up. Just have to face good players all the time, I guess. But let's see if I can steamroll Tamiyo here. I've got Force Blue card, I've got Brainstorm. They'll activate and Surveil. Okay. And they put a card on top. What could it be? Smallpox? I'll force. I'd rather that not happen. Once I get to the Planeswalker side, it will be somewhat safe from Smallpox. Cast Brainstorm. Another Force Blue card is very nice. Put a couple lands back. And call it good for that turn. Urza's Saga. That's a hard card to beat. Grist. I think I do let that one go. And then Edict it. I definitely need all my resources, so I can't Surveil. Lightning Bolt. Must tick up. Edict Planeswalker. Almost there. Just gotta make it 2 more turns. Witherbloom Command. I don't think I'm gonna win a long game. I'm just gonna try and scam here. Force that. They don't usually run too many copies of Witherbloom Command. I have faith. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, shoot. I really hope this works. Let's activate a clue token. Narset. Could be a solid follow-up. The thing is, they could also get a Pithing Needle here, which would be really annoying. And then I'd just basically be looking for Kolaghan's command since I already pitched Brazen Borrower. I mean, if they get Needle, they're not going to name Polluted Delta. Yeah. Oh, they're not done. Jeez. Alright, well, I'm glad they got the redundant Pithing Needle then. I should have cashed this in for something. And they hit Loam. Things are not looking good. I need to Surveil now. Snapcaster Mage? It's not bad. Alright, Narset, I need you to find Cling to Dust. Just a bolt. I don't really feel like I'm in a position to bolt them out either. But maybe that's the next most realistic route to victory here. Narset gained me some life. They will loam. Oh, they have multiple loams. Kaito. Can't bolt snap bolt because I don't have double red. It's going to be really hard to leverage Kaito against this board of constructs. Believe I will snap Brainstorm. Bowmasters is not bad. Alright, let's hide Kaito on top with a bolt after it, I suppose. I really need to avoid bolting them. How can I get this damage through? It's going to be really hard. The full swing is very nice to see. Play Bowmasters. I need to save some life here. But I think they'll get a little suspicious when I don't block. They'll make a construct. I'll have to probably bolt that one out of the way. Smallpox. I think I'm dropping this Badlands, right? Yeah. Can't really defend Kaito going forward, but I think they might have Lava Spur Boots in their deck. So I think I just kind of need to treat Kaito as just another bolt that draws a card and gains me some life. Yeah, I'll go top. Ah, shoot, I just might be dead, though. Like, if they make a construct, get Lava Spur Boots. Yeah. They just dredged, though. They might have actually milled over Lava Spur Boots if they weren't careful. If they were unpunished. I'm so tired. Take Consign. Meltdown. Surgical. Deluge is interesting. Fire Magic might even be better, though. I'll try it. It clears, like, spawns, insect tokens from Grist and Eumidian Hatchery. Just all kinds of stuff. I feel like no matter the outcome of this, this will be the hardest fought league I've ever played, just from the last 4 matches. And while it would have been nice to get an easier run here at the end, sometimes just 5 extremely difficult matches are all after each other, you know? Kind of felt that way at Eternal Weekend, actually. But I was much better equipped to do it there. kind of had it all last game anyways. 2 Witherbloom commands. The Saga just in time. They're keeping 7. Maybe we'll finally see LOCH MARE here. Alright, let's surveil. Try and hit a land here. Been the reanimate, unfortunately, because it's so good in the matchup, but I just really need a land. Cool. I can't really play LOCH MARE here because it lines up really poorly against like a Smallpox. I don't have another blue card. They just bend to Smallpox. Does that mean they already have one? Well, they have a Wasteland. Make a black. Play Bowmasters. I feel like if I don't do this, I'm going to lose with a bunch of cards in my hand. Sure. That was a good exchange at the very least. Land? Damn it. Humidity and Hatchery. Malevolent Rumble. Yep, resolves. See, that's what I'm talking about. They just milled over the Lava Spur Boots. That's what I'm talking about. It was possible. It could have happened. Alright, land, please. Shit. Attack. This is silly. I feel like I'm not even really putting up a fight. I think I'm just spent. Video has to come out tomorrow. Force. Another Rumble. This one hits a Loam and Bowmasters. I could extract Bowmasters and take it out of their hand, which I probably will have to do if I don't hit a land. But these Saga Constructs are also going to be a problem. Everything's a problem. Like, Loam is a longer term problem. I could just extract the Bowmasters right now and not have to worry about it. It just feels bad. Like, what I want to be doing is extracting Loam, but I guess that's just not an option. What else is in their hand? Hogak. Yeah, I guess doing this makes it harder for them to cast Hogak. I mean, Grist will be able to do it eventually. I don't have a lot of faith I can pull this win out, unfortunately. But I mean, this is pretty normal for the channel these days. I feel like I've gotten to 4-0 many times recently and not gotten the trophy on stream, so it's all good. Pithing Needle. Grist. Yeah, it seems impossible to keep up with this. I don't know. Like, even if I top deck Force Will, I don't have a blue card. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just done. I'm so tired. Wow, that was such an insane league. Like, oh my god. That match against Moonshadow Delver was epic. Taking down Beanstalk 2-0 was epic. And then 2 insane matches against Blue-Black Tempo, which is like the top deck in the format. I'm not worried about the Pox matchup. I've beaten it many times. But I'm worried about it right now because I'm so tired I can't really think straight. It would have been nice to get another trophy. Would have put me at 3 for the season, but yeah, I mean, shoot. There was no other time to record this. It's Thursday night right now. The video is coming out in less than 6 hours, so that's how it goes sometimes. LOCH MARE, I think I gotta keep testing it. I don't think I cast it once this league. Maybe I did. I can't even remember. But y'all don't need me to tell you how good things are for us right now. Just gotta keep fighting. That was a tough league. I'm gonna go rest. Thank you all for your support. I'll catch y'all next time.